Hello my darlings and welcome to another Todoroki story. It's been a little while since we did Todoroki and I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed writing it. But before we go right into it, I would like to remind you to watch the video until the end, like or dislike and comment something down below. And if you're in the premiere, please remember to comment something down below. I know who you are. I can see you in the chat right now. Also, slight side note, starting with the first of this month, it like dropped 50%? I think there's something new with the algorithm, so that just makes it more important that you do whatever you can. So yeah, I would greatly appreciate any help. Let's get right into the show. Hey, read the message on your phone. Hey, he answered back. This had been going on for a few weeks now. Over a dating app run by the love hero shot through the heart, you had been introduced to just the most perfect guy. He was only a year younger than you and had wonderful white and red hair, and the sweetest smile, if you somehow managed to convince him to do so. The boy was sending you an almost constant supply of mildly lewd selfies that, according to him, he himself didn't realize were mildly lewd. All the more fun for you, right? Like him freshly coming out of the shower with only a towel covering him. And it felt like the both of you kept chatting through most nights. It was the perfect long-distance relationship. And you hated that. But it had to be this way. The boy, Shoto Todoroki, was a student of the hero school UA, and the son of the current #1, Enji Todoroki. You sighed. Shoto had just gone on another potential future fantasy banter that simply was too adorable to become true. By the way, he suddenly asked, I got a pass to leave school grounds for home next week. You didn't know they were giving out these passes. Good to know. And I was wondering if you wanna meet up somewhere. Your face turned into a frown. The obvious answer was no. But his question was accompanied by a selfie of his where he was just making the most adorable puppy eyes. When? You typed slowly. Just writing this word alone took you 5 minutes of shakily pressing the virtual keyboard of your smartphone. Next week. You rolled your eyes and typed, when next week? Monday to Wednesday I'm allowed to leave after school has ended. You looked over at the door to your room. You were genuinely considering it. When you didn't reply, he sent another emoji, this one having a void expression. Would you lose him if you declined? I'll try, you typed. I can't ask you for more, was his reassuring answer. You sighed with relief and rolled over on your back, your bed suddenly feeling mud. Your phone vibrated again and you took a peek. Gotta go. Physical training starts in a bit. Talk to you soon. Followed by 3 heart emojis. God, you loved this man. It had taken him so long to use emojis in the first place, and I just loved to use them. The question now was, though, how would you sneak past Tomura and Kurogiri on Monday? You had joined the League of Villains a while ago. In fact, it was so long ago you had been part of the assault on the USJ. That incident felt like it happened so long ago. You had just managed to slip past UA security after the embarrassing failure of the mission. But thanks to your quirk, Prop Hunt, the heroes were none the wiser. It allowed you to use inanimate objects, as long as that object didn't exceed your body mass. Another restriction of your quirk was that you couldn't choose what you would transform into. So it was a gamble of either sticking out like a sore thumb or blending in completely. Thank God your quirk had decided to work properly that day, and you were able to turn into a translucent trash bag that no one noticed floating around, despite the obvious lack of wind to pick it up. If Tomura had been smarter, he would have used you for spy operations, and not for a full frontal assault. But he had later claimed that he had hoped you'd transform into something useful, like a gun, disregarding the fact that gun would not have any bullets or even a magazine. Another really annoying restriction of your quirk was that all objects' parts had to be attached and stay attached. And the only reason Tomura hasn't sent you back into UA to spy was because apparently they already had a spy. Luckily, your boss was attached to you. He would of course never admit it, but it was obvious. He had never sent you on a mission since, and just let you lazy about in whatever the League's hideout currently was. Hey, before I go, texted your long-distance boyfriend. I love you. Then he sent a picture of himself with a really awkward smile, like he was internally unsure of whether or not you liked seeing him. Despite his inner turmoil, however, you squealed and hugged your phone. Thank God Toga wasn't here to tease you about that. Toga and Twice were the only villains in the League who knew of your little affair. Twice because he had accidentally walked into you while you were texting Todoroki. And Toga, well, it was Toga. Of course someone as crazy as Sarah would get behind a secret like this. After typing "love you too, goodbye," you turned off your phone. You needed to think of an idea to get out of here. And when Monday came, you still had no clue of what to do. Asking Kurogiri to teleport you was too suspicious, and both him and Tomura were sitting in the main room of the cabin the League was using as a temporary base, pretty much all day, every day. How does 3 p.m. sound? Shoto had typed. Let's go to the mall in the Dagobah district. I don't have that big of a budget to go to an amusement park or restaurant with you. Sorry. Don't apologize, you answered. It's fine, and you don't have to pay for anything. You sighed and frowned. Not that you were expecting a lavish date, but around 2 p.m. to 5 a.m. Tomura turned off all his consoles to take a nap on the main room sofa. Sure, you could sneak past him, but Kurogiri was still in the room. And if Dabi just happened to be there as well, that just turned your 5% chance to a 0. I'll try. I promise. On the other end of the phone, Shoto was sitting on his dorm bed, face turned completely red. Despite his appearance, he never had the courage to ask anyone out. You were the first serious and actual girlfriend of his. He was so nervous up until he had sent that last message that he was breaking out in a sweat. But reading that you'd try made him so happy he was considering doing a cartwheel and bragging about it to anyone that was going to ask. His phone beeped and he looked back on the screen. It was an image of you lying on your bed with a seductive smile. The accompanying text read, "Can't wait." He grinned and quickly made the picture his new phone background, and then got ready for class. You now had 7 hours to come up with a plan. Thank God you woke up when he did, just to send a quick few text messages before you logged off for school. You put your phone on your beating chest. You were a little panicking and needed to breathe. You closed your eyes just for a moment to calm down, and then you woke up covered in sweat. With shivering hands, you unlocked your phone. 12 p.m. Thank God you still had 3 hours. Wait, 3 hours? Crap, you forgot to come up with a plan. Not only that, you had missed breakfast. You raced to get dressed. It needed to look casual, but still good enough that it would fit for a date. Not like you had many clothes to begin with. By the end, you had chosen a red coat that reached black tights you borrowed from Toga. Now you felt pretty enough. It was time to sneak out. Getting to the Dagobah Mall would take about 40 minutes, so you were confident you could reach it in time. You went downstairs into the large room with the bar and your exit. Tomura, as expected, was quietly snoring on the sofa, but as soon as you entered, you got the attention of the shadowy barman. "Good evening, Miss Fortune." That was your villain name. Adding the word Miss to the word Fortune seemed like a quirky pun when you came up with it. Now it was just really ironic. "Hello, Kurogiri," you said quietly. "It is rare you leave your room, miss. Are you going out?" You nodded. "Why? And where, if I may ask?" If you said none of your business, this would end badly really quick. "I'd like to go buy some snacks." The man chuckled. "Oh, you know, miss." Crap. What did he know that you did not? Kurogiri took a glass in his hands to clean it. He hated stains on glass. "Miss, if it's some fresh air you need, just say so." Your heart almost jumped out of your chest. Wait, did he just come up with a lie for you? You realized that you were blushing hard. Yeah, I need to walk for a bit. You stuttered. "Very well then, miss. Please return before supper. And," he glanced at you, "avoid large crowds and any heroes you might come across. Unlike Miss Toga, you have kept an acceptable low profile. Please keep it this way." The man thought for a moment. He said, "In all honesty, with how things have gotten recently, soon you might be the only one with a low profile enough to buy more specific supplies from the grocery stores nearby." Slowly you sneaked past. But once you opened the door to the villain hideout, Kurogiri spoke up again. "Have fun, Miss Fortune." You felt as if a heavy weight had been lifted from you. Luckily, by now you knew your way through the forest the League's cabin was in pretty well. And without even tripping once, a fact that you were still proud of, you managed to reach the bus stop to downtown. With anticipation, you looked down at your phone. Todoroki had sent you a message saying that he was now on his way to the mall. Luckily, the bus stopped right next to the Grandier's building. Just when you stepped off the vehicle, a voice came your direction. "I can't believe it." "You really came." He sounded so happy. "Shoto," you said, happiness filling your entire being. He was a little bit smaller than you expected, but you liked that. He was wearing his UA uniform and had a bag strapped around his shoulder. Also, he was out of breath. "Sorry, I didn't have time to get changed," he said with a blush. No, it's fine. you said with a gentle smile. This uniform suits you. He grinned. It makes you look mature. I like that. He nervously scratched the back of his head. Well, enough about me. You look wonderful. The compliment somehow stung. It was rare someone said nice things to you, and now it was your turn to blush. So, wanna go in? He said after a minute of almost awkward silence. Sure, you said happily and stretched out your hand, and he took it. You knew meeting up with your technical enemy made you a dirty little traitor to the League, but you didn't care. Todoroki was wonderful, and you hoped after this you would meet up with him many more times. After all, you were in love.